Today we're going to be adding an IoT VLAN and an IoT Wi-Fi. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tony with Quick Tech Solutions. This is part 2 of our GDMS networking build. Stick around, we're going to be adding the IoT VLAN and Wi-Fi, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll have a special bonus tip for you. Let's get started with part 2. Alright, we're signed into GDMS, we're on the dashboard page, and you can see we have one router, one switch, and one access point online. We need to add our IoT VLAN, but before we do that, I just want to mention, if you haven't seen part 1 of this video series, then I suggest you do that. I'll put a link to that up above. Let's get back to adding our IoT VLAN now. Alright, so here we are, we're back again in GDMS. We're going to come down to the settings area, and then we're going to select LAN. We're going to come over to the add button, click on add, and here we're just going to complete the elements on this page. So we're going to give our IoT VLAN a name, and we'll just call it IoT. We have to select a VLAN ID, and you can see here it says any valid number between 2 and 4094. So for this demonstration, I'll just call it VLAN 10. Under the gateway, we're going to hit the drop-down menu, and here is our GCC 6010, which we are going to select. Here we're going to come down to the gateway IP address, and we're going to give it an IP address of 192.168.10.1, and we'll make it a /24. So let's do that now. And we do want DHCP service, so we're going to add DHCP server, and then we're going to give it an address range of 192.168.10.2, and since this is IoT, we're going to give it the full range all the way up to 254. And then we'll come down to our preferred DNS server. We're going to give it 192.168.10.1, the gateway IP, as the primary, and then we'll use 1.1.1.1 as the alternate DNS server. So if we look, we have everything filled out. We gave it a name, we gave it a VLAN ID, we selected our gateway. In this case, we selected the GCC 6010. We gave our gateway IP, we defined our IP address, 192.168.10.1. So I like to keep things simple. It's easy for me to remember. I use the VLAN ID as the third octet in the network address that I assign. So in this case, 192.168.10.1. If I was creating a guest network with a VLAN ID of 20, I would do 192.168.20.1. It just helps me to remember. Okay, so let's come back here and let's just go down to the save button and click on save. And you can see here now we have our IoT VLAN 10 network. If you're enjoying this video so far, please let me know down in the comments. And while you're at it, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, now that we have our IoT VLAN created, and you can see that here on this page, we have our default network at 192.168.75.1, and we have our IoT network at 192.168.10.1. It's time to add our Wi-Fi, and we're going to link it to this IoT network. So we're going to stay in the settings area of GDMS. We're going to select Wi-Fi. Here you'll see a list of whatever existing SSIDs or Wi-Fi networks are available. This is the one that we created in part 1 of this series. So if you haven't seen the first video in this series, I suggest you go back and you watch that, because this video will make a lot more sense to you then. Let's come up and click the add button. The first thing you want to do on this page is make sure you enable this Wi-Fi, because if we don't, it's not going to broadcast and your devices won't see it. Let's give it a name. It's a required field, so I'm going to call this IoT. You can call this whatever works best for your network situation. I'm not going to give it a remark. I'm not going to schedule it at this point. I'm going to leave the client IP assignment set to bridge, and this is so that all the devices that connect to this SSID can get an address from our router. I am going to enable VLAN 10, and under the drop down here, I'm going to select VLAN 10, which is the one we created earlier in this video. Now, that said, if you had other VLAN networks, like let's say a guest network at VLAN 20 and a camera network at VLAN 30, they would appear here in this drop-down list. But since we only have the one VLAN network, I'm going to stick with that, and that's VLAN 10. And this is how we're linking this particular Wi-Fi to that VLAN network we created earlier. I'm not going to enable the captive portal. For the SSID band, I am going to leave it at just 2.4 gigahertz. That's because most IoT devices prefer this network band. If the 5 gigahertz band is in fact enabled, some devices will have trouble connecting. So just set it to 2.4. That's great for IoT. It'll work just fine. Under access security, under security type, I'm going to give it a passphrase, and I'm just going to keep it simple for now. Make sure in production you pick a strong password. We're going to leave the WPA mode set to WPA2. That's fine. The encryption to AES. That's fine. We're going to come down to device management. And under device management, I just wanted to add this SSID to the GWN 7665. Let's go ahead and click on save. And now we've added our IoT Wi-Fi on VLAN 10. It's associated with VLAN 10, as you can see right here. All right, so now that we have the IoT network created and the IoT Wi-Fi created and linked to the IoT network, we have to assign the port profile to the network switch, and GDMS makes that super simple to do. Let's switch back to our desktop. I'm on the devices page. I'm going to click on my switch. I'm going to click on the port. We're going to just acknowledge this message by saying OK. And now you can see the list of the ports on the switch. So first thing I'm going to do is select port number 1. This is the port that's connected to our router. So I'm just going to call this, I'm going to give it a name and call it uplink to router. And then under port profile, let's click the drop-down menu. Let's talk about this for a second. You can see we have 3 options. We have all VLANs, default VLAN, and IoT VLAN. So without getting too deep into this, the all VLANs will pass the traffic for not only the default VLAN, but the IoT VLAN as well. Now, if we had other networks like a guest network and a camera network, all VLANs would pass the traffic for all of the networks. Back to the drop down for a second. You can see the other 2 choices are default VLAN and IoT VLAN. If we select default VLAN and somebody takes an Ethernet cable and plugs a device into port 1 with an Ethernet cable, they're going to get an address in that default VLAN or that default network, which is 192.168.75.1. So they're going to get an IP address in that network range. If we selected IoT from the drop down and they plugged, let's say, a computer into that port's only going to pass traffic for the IoT network. So that computer would get an address in the 192.168.10 address range. I hope that makes sense. That this is going a little bit beyond the scope of this video, but I just kind of wanted to explain that. So what we want for this scenario, for what we're building in this video, is we want to select all VLANs. So let's go back now, and we're going to select all VLANs from the drop-down. So this is telling the switch to pass the traffic for all the VLANs. And then what happens is when you connect to the SSID, the IoT SSID, which is tagged with VLAN 10, you will get an IP address in the IoT network. So we're going to leave the port profile set to all VLANs, and we're going to come down and we're going to say save. And we're going to click on port number 2, which is where our access point is connected to. So I'm going to call this access point. And the same thing applies here. We're going to go down to the port profile and we want to select all VLANs, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to say save. All right, so just to show you that it's all working properly and as expected, you can see in the drop-down menu, I'm connected to the IoT network. And then in the center of the screen, if you see the IP address, it's 192.168.10.163. So we have achieved an address in that IoT VLAN. All right, so if you made it this far into the video, I want to say thank you so much. Drop a comment down below to let me know. We're going to talk about bandwidth limiting, and that's our bonus tip of this video. Now, a real-world use case would be applying bandwidth limiting, where you're limiting the amount of bandwidth used, let's say in an SSID or Wi-Fi network, to a guest network. Since we don't have a guest network in this video, but we do have an IoT network and an IoT Wi-Fi, I'm going to show you how to create the bandwidth limiting and apply it to the IoT Wi-Fi. It would be the same thing if you were applying it to a guest Wi-Fi. So let's go ahead now and get started. So let's switch back to our desktop. We're on our GDMS dashboard. Let's come all the way down to settings and all the way down to profiles. In the middle of the page, we're going to find where it says bandwidth rules, and we're going to click the add button. And in this pop-up here, I'm just going to give this a name. And since we want to limit the IoT Wi-Fi, I'm going to call this IoT bandwidth, or BW. I'm not going to schedule a policy, but I am going to set the limits here for upload and download. Now, keep in mind, it's in kilobits per second. So 1,000 kilobits equals 1 megabit per second. So if we want to limit the device's upload to, let's say, 5 megabits per second, we want to put in 5,000 kilobits per second. So 5,000 would go here. And let's say we want to limit the download speed to 10 megabits per second. We want to put in 10,000 kilobits per second. So we would put in 10,000 here. And then we go ahead and we would say add. And now if we look under bandwidth rules, if we expand it, we have our bandwidth rule for our IoT Wi-Fi. Now that we created this, we have to apply it to the Wi-Fi. So we're going to come back up to Wi-Fi, and we're going to come up to our IoT Wi-Fi, click on the settings, and we're going to come down to where it says access control. And we're going to see here where it says bandwidth control none. We're going to click the drop down, and we're going to say per SSID. And then we're going to select the bandwidth rule that we just created, IoT bandwidth. We're going to go ahead, we're going to say save. And what that will do is any client that connects now to the SSID, the IoT Wi-Fi, will be limited to 10 megabits per second down and 5 megabits per second upload. All right, so this concludes part 2 of our GDMS networking build. Let's just recap and summarize real quick. I showed you how to create the IoT VLAN. You would do the same thing for any other VLAN, a guest VLAN, a camera VLAN, whatever the case may be. I showed you how to create the IoT Wi-Fi and link it to the IoT VLAN. I showed you how to assign the port profiles to the switch so that the traffic would pass properly. And as a bonus, I showed you how to create bandwidth rules and apply them to an SSID. So if you liked the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. In the next video, in part 3 of the GDMS networking series, we're going to take a look at how to create and apply firewall rules. And if you'd like to see more content right now, please click the video on the screen, and thank you so much for watching.